Squarespace. Squarespace is a publishing system for anyone looking to build a blog, portfolio, or any type of website. Squarespace offers a uniquely flexible tool for just about anyone, no coding experience required, to build high-end, complex websites with the same functionality that you will find on some of the highest traffic pages on the web.
Welcome to episode 15. Today on the show we've got Mike.
Steve. Hello.
What did you do with Mike?
Mike, he went to go get something.
I actually took lots of pictures of Mike the other day, and they'll be in the corner while we're talking a little bit. Just different variations of photos that he'll kill me for later. Anyway, this is Steve! I'm a little too excited right now. That's why I have the laptop on my lap.
I'm excited too. Pretty excited.
We need a laptop for you. Anyway, Steve's here. This is actually Steve. This isn't a person we got off the street and said, "You're Steve for the day."
Honest.
He is the Steve that we keep talking about. The Steve that gave us games. The Steve that gave us comments. The Steve that discussed on the forums, on the board, on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now Steve isn't just here as a fan.
No.
But Steve actually does stuff in gaming.
A little bit.
Now Steve, can you please explain to us, what do you do?
Around last October, I started writing a chess game for the Xbox Live Community Games section because Microsoft opened up their development tools. They give away this development kit called the XNA framework, and it lets you, if you have a 360 and you have a subscription to the Gold service, you can write your own community games, little homebrew indie games, nothing really complex like you buy in a store, just small kind of games.
So while you were like developing for this, what kind of challenges did you come across?
Well, I'd never done any kind of 3D games at all before. There was I played a lot of Second Life, and in there you learn a bit about, you can do programming in this game, Second Life. You learn a bit about 3D environments and how to do that. That got me warmed up to it. Trying to do pixel shaders was really complicated. There was a big learning curve, but the community is really helpful. They provide all the tutorials you'll need, all the examples that you'll need. They give you starter kits with complete games that you can use to build from.
So tell us about your game.
I'm writing a chess game with a friend of mine, Dave Moore. We're making a chess game called...
Say hi to Dave.
Hello, Dave. I'll make him watch it. I don't think he's watched an episode yet, but he'll definitely watch it.
One more viewer.
Yeah. Chess game is called Pwned. It's a play on the word pond. Pwned.
I just pwned your ass.
Exactly.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. But it's for the Xbox. You'll play chess. It's only multiplayer. There's no single player component. We didn't want to take the time to write a single player component. Plus, if you want to play single player chess, you can go out onto the internet, and there are thousands of different chess engines that you can compete against. And since the community games don't let you download content off the web, there's really no point in doing a single player game, single player component for the chess, anyways, because it's so complex, and there's so many better engines out there on the internet that you can play against for free. So we focused on multiplayer. That's why we did multiplayer.
Which is huge on the Xbox anyway.
Yeah, they have an audience of somewhere between 14 to 17 million people subscribe to the Gold service. So they'll all be able to browse their, go into consoles and browse the games and maybe buy a copy.
So when someone does like Checkmate, are you going to do like a variation on the title saying Pwned-mate or something like that?
Right now it just says Checkmate, but it's still not finished, so we could change it.
You should, and then you call it CanaGamers Chess. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. You won't get any sales that way.
All right. Well, you guys are in the credits. So
what did we do?
I just say hi.
Oh, okay. Hi, CanaGamers. Wait, that's us. Thank you. So when you see it on Xbox Community, get Pawn.
Yeah.
Right now. Pwned. Get it. Because you get to pawn people in chess.
Yeah, it's going to be for sale for 400 points.
That's cheap too.
Yeah, it's like $5.
$5 is nothing when you're trying to help people like him.
Yeah.
And then he'll make better games and crazy games.
Yep.
Maybe he'll make a CanaGamers game.
Sure. If you guys have an idea for CanaGamers.
It's just me killing Mike. I've got aggression. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, we're here to discuss different aspects of the video game community. What we're first going to talk about is what we'd like to change, how we'd like to see things different for the current gen. For instance, what is the Nintendo DS doing wrong right now?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand what the DS Lite is.
The DS Lite or the DSi?
Or the DSi. I don't understand the naming convention, so I'm a little confused. So that kind of, it's a barrier to entry for me because I don't know which one to get.
So when it comes to the naming consoles and little systems for the Nintendo, they kind of fail.
Yeah, well, it's not clear to me what I should get, so.
So DSi just came out, and it's got a camera,
Okay.
and you can download games for it.
The other ones don't have a camera?
The other ones don't have a camera, and you can't take an SD card and put it in your Wii and download games for it. It's kind of like what the PSP does on the Sony thing, which is cool, but it's not enough for me to go, okay, my system, throw it out, get a DSi.
Yeah, just for the camera?
Just for a camera.
Okay.
There's no point. And the marketing, have you seen much marketing for the DSi?
No, I don't see any advertising for the DS at all. It's usually the 360 to the PS3.
I think that if I were to change the DS, if I was Nintendo and I wanted to bring out a new product to get some more money, I would add motion support. I think they hit the nail on the head with the Wii. The motion support is huge. People love it. And now with the added extra that's coming soon, it's going to be even better.
What extra?
There's like this motion control thing that's like an added axis or something like that, which makes things tilt and turn way better. Like so much more control to it. I'm not really explaining it too well.
Have you played a lot of iPhone games though? I don't like the tilt.
I do.
Really?
But only on certain type of games.
Okay.
Because certain games, they just put it in because, oh, it's a new feature.
They can, yeah.
Just like the Wii did at the starting mostly.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I have a game I'm just going to throw out there, like the Gingerbread Man game, which is an actual game.
Yeah, we played that. It was really hard to play. Don't buy that game. It was really hard to play.
It's supposed to be shit. And you're allowed to swear. Shit.
Okay, I won't swear.
Damn it!
But it was really hard to play.
Say shit.
I really wouldn't play it.
It was shit!
It was shit. Okay, a big thing that I want to discuss is the PSP. If Sony did the right thing, if Sony put all their brains together and thought like Phil, they would have a product that would get so much money. Instead, they have the PSP now, which is getting nothing. Because they have hardly any game support. Because people don't care. Right? They're just ports of like Nintendo DS games or ports of PS2 games or ports of PS3 and Xbox 360 games that's just like dumbed down. Right? That's all it's known for right now. And a bad format, UMD. So what I would change, first I'll go into what's rumored. Hard drive for the PSP. If they put in like a hard drive or even a solid state, kind of like what you would have on the iPhone, put in like maybe 16 gigs, 32 gigs, 64 gigs, something like that. Alright? And then you could download your games. This is becoming a new thing for gaming where you could download all your stuff. PS3 now has it with Burnout. You can now download that straight to your PS3 instead of going to the store and getting the box. If you could do this on the PSP with everything, it would be huge.
Yeah, I agree.
UMD's dead.
I don't like the, I think that was just an anti-piracy. Invent their own format, nobody can copy it.
It's definitely what it was. But why? Like, so many people just hated it. No one cared. The UMD movies. Like, some people bought them, but hardly anyone bought them, and now you can find them for like $5. It's a dead format. Another thing, sliding screen. Now, they had a Sony phone or a movie player, something like that, that had a really cool form factor and a sliding screen that goes up and down. I hope I have a picture of it right there above your head, on the other side.
Well, I've never seen it before, just now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And if they did this with the PSP people would be like, oh, I want a PSP. You do that, you have all your buttons down here and around the top. And then you play it just like an old PS2 controller. So that would be smart. Monster Hunter 3 is coming to the PSP. Huge in Japan. It's like Pokemon for older people. You just go around, you hunt, it's like Balos. I always mess up the name. Go around, hunt, you collect monsters. Focus on this game. With a new PSP, you have this huge marketing campaign. Now, confirmed coming out is Madden, Tiger Woods, Little Big Planet, MotorStorm, Assassin's Creed, Rock Band Unplugged, and a bunch of retro console titles. Having all these games come out about at the same time, you think something's up.
Okay, so you're predicting there is going to be a new PSP.
I'm pretty much guaranteeing it,
Okay.
even though I have no say. But I'm pretty sure, as an analytic person, that they are going to bring out a new PSP. It's going to be announced at E3. And it'll come out either in the end of the year for the holiday season, which would be the smart thing because people will buy it like crazy, or it'll come out next holiday season. I would do a whole new marketing campaign, kind of like the iPhone has had. Focus. It needs to be sleek, like the iPhone. Either that or have the sliding screen and then make it easy to use. Because when I use the PSP, I don't know about anyone else, but my hand gets cramped. I hope they somehow fix this. Plus, the analog nub is a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Fix that too. I don't know how you can fix it, but fix it. I don't care. Use 2 D-pads. I don't care. Just don't. They're thinking of doing 2 analog nubs.
That'd be good. If they were heavy duty.
If they were heavy duty.
Yeah.
You're right. Or if it was some kind of like touch system.
That'd be neat too.
That would be cool. What else do I have here? Focus on downloadable games. As I said, if you're using a hard drive, you got to focus on the downloadable games and make them really affordable, especially with this economy. Make them like, I would say $30.
I was gonna say $5.
Well, for small games, yeah. But like for actual, like, okay,
title.
MotorStorm comes out, Rock Band Unplugged comes out. Make them $30 to $40, just like the DS, so that you can compete.
And I think they should be cheaper than the disc games because there's a lot less of, like, those cost more because they have to distribute them and send them across the country. So.
But you know at first they're not going to be cheap like
No.
that. They're not going to take that into effect because they want to get the money back. They'll probably lose money on the actual PSP.
Yeah.
Needs to be lots of space on the hard drive. So if they bring out an 8 gig, I'm not going to be happy.
80 gig at least.
Yeah. If it's a hard drive base, make it huge. Make it at least 100 gigs. Don't just focus on games. The PSP can do movies, can do music, can do internet. Focus on these aspects. Open it up to the community.
I think they'd have to keep it the same size though.
Yes, it's got to be
remain
pocket
portable in
size,
your pocket, yeah.
for sure. But definitely open it up to the community. They have the PS3 that's open. You can put Linux on it.
Yeah. I have a PS3. I haven't done that though. I'm kind of scared to.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
If I could put Vista on it, I was thinking. Or Windows 7.
I'd put Windows 7 on.
I like Windows 7. Use your Sony Music Store. Make it just like iTunes.
They don't have that now? You can't go buy stuff from the Sony store?
I think you can for their Sony products like the pedal and their music products, but they don't really use it for the PSP. It's such a platform that unused capabilities, and I'm annoyed at the PSP. I sold mine.
Really?
Yeah. But if they brought out the new one with all this stuff in it, I would buy it, and I would cry because I'd have less money. To put it over the top, I would add touchscreen to combat with the Nintendo DS. I'm sure they won't do that.
They should. They'd be smart to do it.
They wouldn't do it because they won't go, hey, it's just like Nintendo. They don't want to say, oh, Nintendo's right. Motion sensor, just like Nintendo.
Not with the stylus, or that something you can use your fingers on.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be great.
At least like as a nub, even if it was like a touchpad, like
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a.
like a touchpad. Yeah.
You're perfect. What else would I add? I would add something else. A phone.
Phone would work. Can't you do Skype now on the DS?
You can. It's just no one does.
Nobody Skypes.
If you made it easy, I'm sure a lot of people would. It's just Skype isn't accepted.
No, I don't know why. But as soon as they add phone though, then they're the same as an iPhone, aren't they? They're competing directly against the iPhone as soon as they do that.
They're competing against the iPhone and the DS, and then you've got a whole. You have the DS that's fighting the PSP right now. Sorry, DS is fighting the iPhone right now because they're both touchscreen, and they're basically the same kind of graphics. But the PSP is kind of out because no one cares.
I don't know. If they did all that, I think they'd stand a chance and they'd make lots of money because there's a huge pool of developers that will write from the PlayStation era that would write PSP games if they came out with a system like that. They'd switch. As long as they made it affordable for people to become developers. Because right now it's really expensive for Nintendo and for PlayStation.
Well, do just like what they do on the Xbox.
Yeah, open it up, make it free to just come write games and sell them here.
Exactly, and then you could just download them. And then one other thing I would add to it would be the PS3 controller. If you could hook it up straight to it,
yeah, that would be great.
Wireless would be perfect. Even if it was just wired, like you have to USB it, it would still work because you could just stand it on a stand and just play it from wherever you are.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Because then you wouldn't be stuck with crappy controls if you don't like the controls on the actual device.
Yeah, anyone you want. Yeah.
Now let's go into the PS3. Needs to take the home interface and the normal PS3 interface when you boot it up and make it into one.
I'd love that. I think I don't know if everyone would, because the home interface, the 3D virtual world, that might be overwhelming for some people.
Well, when you go into home, you do have a menu in it.
Yeah.
So why not just put that in there?
Bring that up first.
Yeah,
just home in the background.
Or home goes up, and then it's your character in your house, and then you have your menu.
Yeah.
And then you could easily just go, okay, I want to go back into home and then load up a certain area and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Easy. But they don't do this, and you have to go from your menu system, you have to go straight to home, then you go to home, load it up.
Oh, I don't know. I think in a year or two, when home's more stable, I think when it's always working, it's always up, and there's not thousands of people logging on at the same time, they might do that.
And
that'd be great.
Great things with home is when they have the game specific areas. Like EA has their specific area where you can go play poker, go-karting, and then go play the game. Yeah. Warhawk, you go into the Warhawk place, and then you meet people who are about to play Warhawk, and then you can play against them.
Yeah, that's really great.
All these places, just merge it into one, and then also take the trophy system and put that into it as well.
I was disappointed that you couldn't see your trophies. I worked really hard at Little Big Planet to try to get a bunch of trophies, and when Home came out, I couldn't do anything with them. So I thought I had heard a rumor that you were going to be able to set your trophies up around your house.
And that was exactly what they were talking about when they first announced Home, that your trophies would be set up all around you.
And you can't do it.
No, not yet. They still say that you will be able to do it, but not yet. Needs to focus on connecting with the new PSP. One thing that was wrong with the PS3 and the PSP when they first came out was they didn't focus enough on its connectivity with each other. A lot of people don't know this, but you could take a game, you play on the PS3, for instance, the one with the dragon, the Lair, I think it's called.
The flying one?
You could play that on your PSP by loading it into your PSP and then going out and playing your Lair game on your PSP.
Wow. But every game has to support that individually, like that support it. They also have that problem with the voice chat on the PS3. You can't, if you want to have voice chat in your game, you have, as a developer, have to get someone else's voice chat library and add it. It's not built into the console the way it is with the 360.
Yeah.
They need to have a voice chat and those kind of features built in, so the developers can.
It's a lot of added work.
Yeah, it is, but they need it. They need it. Microsoft has it right now. So.
To push that PS3. Yeah. Needs a price drop.
Agreed.
Even the developers are asking Sony to bring down the price of the PS3.
They should be half the price.
Sony has brought it down, has gotten the PS3 to the point where it's actually making money. But now they have to bring it down again so that they can actually push the sales. I think they'll wait till the new PSP comes out. And then do a price drop so they can sell both.
That'd be good.
To implement the 3D gaming. There's a new technology out there. I think NVIDIA has mostly done it right, but they have it on the PS3 as well. And it's these glasses that you wear, and and it has to be built for the game. So the game developer has to build it for the 3D glasses.
Okay.
And your game actually looks good in 3D. If they could push this and make it a actual accessory for the PS3, Sony branded and everything, they could do a lot with it. A lot.
I'd be interested to see it. I've always wanted the goggles that I could wear, like put the goggles on and be immersed in 3D. I've never tried them. I don't know how they perform.
And unfortunately, if you go and watch videos, like if I were to put a video up there of it right now of people trying it, you can't see the effect. You have to actually be there to try it, and that's going to be a hard sell for that kind of accessory. But once people try it, I supposedly through the roof. People love it, and if Sony could make that a big part of the PS3, even if they made it part of the new PSP, imagine just plugging that in and you'd look like an idiot on the bus. But it would still be amazing. But it would be a little convoluted if you had like the glasses, the PSP standing in front of you, and the controller. You'd look like a freak.
I'd wear it.
I would too. 360. How would you change the 360?
I don't think I would change anything of it. I love the 360. It's my favorite console. I don't think I'd change anything.
Really? Nothing?
Not with the current gen. No.
I think the same thing.
Yeah.
They seem to be doing almost everything right. They need to stop with the fucking hard drive price being $120 for or however much it is. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
PS3, I can upgrade my hard drive. I could put like a 500 gig or I could put a 1.5 terabyte hard drive in there for the same price as getting a 360 120 gig.
Yeah, that's not right. I agree with that.
Hopefully at E3 they bring down the price. I think it won't be any sooner than that.
If they bring down the price, then I might buy a bigger one. I still have the 20 gig that came with the old consoles. I haven't upgraded. I'm not going to because they're so expensive.
I want to. I really want to get the 120 gig because I want to install my games so the loading times are faster.
Yeah.
That's my big want for getting a hard drive.
I just install one at a time. That's what I do.
But I have Fallout 3 installed, and I often go back to Fallout 3. So I don't want to delete Fallout 3 to install SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. And
that is something that they should change.
Definitely. Bring down the price, Microsoft. Make a 120 gig drive like $60. That's affordable.
Same price as a PC drive.
It won't go down that much. We can pretty much guarantee that. Or just bring out a bunch of different sizes. Bring out 120 gigs. Look at that, 120 gigs down to $60. Then bring out also a 300 gig, and make that like 150.
Or how about an empty cartridge that we can just put our own drive in, as long as it fits a certain form factor?
They would never do it. They would never do it.
I'd buy that. I'd buy the cartridge.
I would buy it too. Make the cartridge $100. I would buy it.
Yeah.
It would be worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
Hopefully they won't follow our advice.
No,
I said hopefully, but hopefully they don't.
Hopefully they do.
I don't think they will. I really don't.
Yeah. Oh, they probably won't though. I wish they did.
Price drops, but very little of a price drop.
For the 360?
No, for the actual drive.
Oh, okay.
The 360, I don't see a price drop.
No, it's already the cheapest one. So.
It's a pretty good price anyway.
Yeah. It's great value.
Now you can get the Elite one with games for the same price I got my original 360.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. If you are thinking about buying a 360, go ahead.
Yeah.
But get an Elite.
Yeah, and a gold subscription to the Xbox Live, so you can buy Pwned.
Yeah. Do you have video of the game?
I do. I have a trailer up, and I'll give you the trailer.
Yeah, I'll make sure that it goes up while we were talking about it before.
Good.
People are like, oh, we did see it. Okay. Yeah. All right, the Wii.
The Wii, I wish it was more open to developers. That's really the only thing. They got a lot of publicity from Johnny Lee's experiments with the remote the sensor. He did some head tracking things where you wear the light bar on your head, and as you move, the image on the screen moves as well. And it was kind of neat. It was really fun, and that had me really excited about it. But you can't write your own games for it unless
Couldn't you do the same thing with a camera?
Well, this took a 3D virtual environment in 3D, and as you moved your head, it would tell the camera that your head was moving, so you'd be able to look around a corner just by moving your head, kind of thing, which was really
that's nice.
It was neat. It was a really neat idea.
And if they did that, hopefully they make it look cool.
Yes, so you wouldn't have to wear the light bar on your head.
That'd be awesome. Anything else you do?
Nothing really. I enjoy the Wii. I play it. It's not my favorite console. But I would probably develop for the Wii instead of the 360 if they had it open to developers, just because the sensor is so neat.
And I would say that you get a lot more sales on the Wii because a lot more casual games get sold on the Wii.
Yeah, there's 20 times the audience going there. So.
For sure. Wii, I would put more hardcore games on there.
Yeah. Because
right now it's all a bunch of pick up and play casual games, party games. It's a big seller.
They have Mad World. Isn't that the
Mad World? Then they've got the one where you do this to charge up your sword. That's how I charge my sword. I forgot what it's called. People are going to comment and go, "This was the." I'll be like, "Yeah, you're right." But that was a good game. Resident Evil 4 was good on the Wii. Then they just need to bring out some more games that aren't like fucking party games.
Yep.
I'm just sick and tired of it. Even the gaming websites have been talking about that lately, saying, "Oh, we're sick and tired of it. We don't even use our Wii except to review crap games."
But people would if there was a good game on it, because it's got a great the interface, the sensor. It's just awesome.
It is amazing if done right.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just end it there.
Great.
So hopefully the developers, hopefully the system makers are watching.
I hope so.
We know Nintendo is kind of knowing about us. Come on, Nintendo.
Yeah, let us write games for the Nintendo, please. So.
Especially like little, you can do games for like even the DSi.
Yeah, we do. I'd write it for the DS too, because I assume the development platforms would be very similar, so it'd be easy if you knew how to do it for the Wii to write it for the DS. So make it.
It's huge, and once people focus on it, it's going to be even bigger.
Yeah.
People love it. That's CanaGamers, episode 15. We made it to 15.
Awesome.
And
Congratulations.
Steve was on it.
Congratulations on
Yay,
number 15.
we don't have a brownie cake. Steve! Who was that? Look, more pictures of Mike.
Mike's back from the store.
Hey, Mike, come here. Mike's actually here, not just pictures.
Hey!
Episode 15,
It's
Mike.
Steve! Steve, everyone!
Not corrupt.
No.
That's the end of the show. Episode 16 next week with Mike.
What? I'm going to be here?
Yeah,
I'm going to San Francisco.
Oh, see you, Mike.
Bye! Sad walking away music.
Bye, Mike.
Sorry, we can't put music on the show anymore.
Damn you, YouTube!
Bye-bye.